You're always challenged in some way, so you're never really like sitting in class because you know something. You're always learning something new every day, and you get to go up into the zoo and observe the animals a lot, which I love. I actually want to be a herpetologist when I'm older.
They created the programs because the parents were asking for different kind of opportunities for their fifth graders, and so they came up with the idea of, hey, we've got all these places around, Grand Rapids, and the zoo for one and Blandford Nature Center for another. Why don't we try and get some programs going? And the sixth grade seemed to be a common, like the fifth grade parents were thinking, because it's a transition time between elementary to middle school, and a lot of parents were like, where am I going to send my kid for middle school? Because the bigger middle schools may have been a little intimidating. So they were thinking, could we get a smaller scale?
My favorite project was the animal project. I had to do a poster about a monkey, the black-headed spider monkey.
Being outside of nature and animals a lot. That's the main reason I came to the school, because nature, animals too, things like that. My favorite project was probably the tree report that we had to do, and my tree display actually, because with our tree display we had to use our tree and make it into a display. My tree was the honey locust, and before I got my tree, I did not know the honey locust was a thing. And every single time I'm riding by it, or just parked and it's right next to me, I'd be like, oh, there's a honey locust, there's a black locust,
Well, it's a lot more work, but I think it's good because it's preparing us for college and high school, because I know that there's going to be a lot of homework then. So that it's just giving us homework to see what's going to come. And it also teaches you a bunch of new stuff. I used to not know that much at my old school, and then my friends were always a little smarter than me. And now, every now and then, when I go to one of my friends' house, I sometimes give her little quizzes, taxonomy quizzes.
We had to collect at least 30 different types of leaves and press them and glue them in a book. That was really fun. I learned a lot about the different trees, how to identify them, and I don't think I'll ever lose that knowledge. Well, now when I'm walking down the street, I'm like, oh look, it's a ginkgo or it's a sycamore. So now it's in my brain. I really like the learning part of it. We read in the zoo. We don't really interact with the animals because we could pass sicknesses onto them. But we did go behind the scenes to the aquarium and use the touch tank. So that was really fun.